Robo the Star raps like the Rents do. She is putting you in your place, making you sit back in your seat and going, holy shit, this girl can fucking rap. I tell you what, I saw her perform. That girl put the fear of God in me. Rapped towards me, looking me dead in the eyes, put the fear of God in me.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome back to the Promised Land, your spot for Midwest hip-hop, underground hip-hop. Trailing off of the mainstream. You get a lot of mainstream podcasts. I want to talk about the underground. I want to talk about the Midwest, stuff that's happening here, the stuff that's not talked about. I'm Dylan. Behind the camera, working with me is Landon. You might see him every once in a while. But we're just going to get right into it. This is an introduction episode. We're going to talk about a few things and just kind of get this out there. All right, first, obviously, Spotify Wrapped came out. It's an important time of year. Everybody gets happy about their Spotify Wrapped. They're posting it. I'm going to talk about my Spotify Wrapped, give you a little introduction to the kind of music I listen to. So, genres, it's all rap, just different kinds of rap. Hip-hop, KC hip-hop, rap, indie hip-hop, Detroit hip-hop. Pretty self-explanatory. That's why I'm doing this. Top artist is Tech N9ne. I love Tech N9ne. I've always been a fan of Tech N9ne since I was fucking 10 years old. I was in 0.005% of listeners of Tech N9ne. I spent 12,000 minutes listening to Tech N9ne. Next up, King ISO from Omaha, from Nebraska, the 402. King ISO is broken into this underground hip-hop space, crushed it. His flow is incredible. His speed is untouched. King ISO raps like it's nobody's business. He will put a verse together and leave you stunned. He focuses on a lot of mental health. That's kind of his thing. He words them in ways where it makes you really sit back and think about those different things that might be hard to express. It really gets you in your emotions, gets you in your feels. But also he knows how to still just rap too. And he does it like it's nobody's business. Chris Calico, another strange music artist. A lot of strange music artists on here. But Chris Calico is so versatile when it comes to making music. He's doing a lot of country stuff now. It's crazy. He can sing. He can rap. He does it all. Eminem. Eminem's obviously always been a staple in rap. It's not a question. I've seen videos a lot recently of people wanting to say that Eminem's the most overrated. He's fallen off, all this stuff. That conversation just can't be had. Yeah, I think people say it a lot of the times for the attention. They say it because it's controversial. People want that. So, I mean, I think most of those people are just lying to themselves at that point. Top songs, Stratosphere by X-Rated. X-Rated comes out of Sacramento, California, now signed to Strange Music. He also runs Blockstar Evolution. He's really, when he came out with A Prayer in Hell, it really showed that he had gone nowhere. He had a lot of albums back in the day, still putting out music here and there, but he really came with a hard punch, taking you from top to bottom of that album. He takes you along this story of his life, the way he thinks. He really takes you down the darkest paths and the greatest paths of his life and what he loves. Stratosphere was one of the singles off that album. Basically just an introduction, like, I'm back. I'm back, better than ever. We're with Strange. We're with Blockstar. This combination coming together is unstoppable. Him and Tech Nine on that track, they just kill it. Next, RAP stands for Really a Psycho. That's by King ISO, Tech Nine, and also X-Rated on that. Just a three-headed dragon, man. When they get on a track together, it is it's not even who can out rap who. It's they give their best every time. They structure it in a way where it is a sucker punch to the face. Tech Nine has a line on there. I forget exactly what it is, but he talks about him having to get on the track. And I kind of heard some stories. Tech Nine originally wasn't supposed to be on that track. It was supposed to be somebody else. People are scared to get on a song with King ISO because they know he raps so well. He raps with his heart, full on, attacks every verse he does. People are scared to get on a track with King ISO. And I could only imagine what that's like, trying to put albums together, trying to do your work, do your job, and not have people want to be on a song with you. So Tech Nine says the line of he had to get on that track because nobody else would do it. Next is 3D off Tech Nine's new album, Bliss. It's was the third single released before the album came out. That's Tech Nine's in a different era. Tech Nine's done everything. His discography is through the roof. He's been doing this 30 years. Bliss is now at the point where he is in his prime. He's never left his prime. His prime is still here, but he's in a different mind state. He's living a blissful life. 3D is basically a track to tell the listeners that he has been doing this. Nobody can touch it. He's not going away. He raps in 3 dimensions. That's why it's called 3D. Next on the list is Echo off of his his most recent album, 21, features King ISO. That was another top song of mine. And then lastly, Father Figure, also by Tech Nine, off the Bliss album. Over the last year, I've listened to 1,150 different artists, 2,923 songs, and 45,000 minutes, 31 straight days of listening to music, which I was surprised because I thought it would be higher. I feel like I'm listening to music all the time. I've had some friends of mine that had higher numbers, but whatever. Next, I kind of want to talk about some shows I've been at recently. I go to a lot of concerts. I try to stay as connected as possible. Recently, I was at the King ISO Welcome Home Party / Ildren, his most recent album release party. That featured Tabo the Truth and Matt Phoenix. What a great show. They got off tour. They just finished doing a tour with Hollywood Undead. I was at 2 of those shows. That was a cultivation of greatness, having rap and rock artists come together, going across the country. It allowed to bring different fans to different markets. And King ISO was the opener for all those shows. Now at this Welcome Home Party, he did his set that he did on tour. Just a great show. He gets everybody moving. He gets everybody to just have a great time. And he is impeccable. You can hear every line, every word he says when it's live. Like sometimes that's a struggle when you go to rap concerts. You're like, God, he's either rapping over his verse or you can't really understand him, whatever. It couldn't be more like you're listening to the track at home, in your car, at home, whatever. Like, and now Tabo the Truth, man, Tabo the Truth, is good friends with him and ISO are great friends. So whenever you're going to see an ISO show, you're probably going to see Table of the Truth. Table of the Truth did a full 30-minute set. He gets that crowd turned up. He makes you feel like you are unstoppable. It's truthfully just great music. Music that once you can do nothing but bob your head. Gets the crowd hyped up right before ISO comes on. He's a great opener, but I've also seen him headline shows. He can do that. People are sleeping on Table of the Truth. These people coming out of Omaha. If you haven't listened to Table of the Truth, you best listen to Table of the Truth. And he's actually, we'll get to it later, he's got a song coming out here soon. Also, his most recent EP was fantastic. Another one of those things where you can just listen front to back. And that's what I love. And I know a lot of people like to do that too. People are getting hyped more about, we're getting into an age where we're listening to a lot more singles, less albums, forces artists to put out more one track or few track songs. But when you get one of those albums where you can just listen front to back, it's just, it's a story. These are artists because, for a reason. They're not just putting songs together for no reason. They're structuring it, putting it in a way for your listening pleasure to tell a story, their story. I was also recently at the Thanksgiving show. Headliner was Jerry Robinson. Some notable openers that I wanted to talk about that I got a chance to meet. First is Live Once. 21-year-old kid, opened the show, started off. That kid can rap. That kid can rap. And recently he had a song with Jerry Robinson. They performed it that night. That kid's talented. I could definitely tell. That kid was up there with confidence, with poise. He held his stuff together. And to be 21, like, that's definitely not something to just look past. Also is Dion Cobbs out of Omaha. I got the opportunity to talk to him for quite a while beforehand, before he went on stage. When he got up there, that was the momentum shift in the show. That got people on their feet. He got people bouncing. He had a Forrest is his backup guy, does his shows with him. Just a nice balance of artistry, talent, what a show's all about. It's all about there for live music. He definitely didn't miss that mark, and that guy is good too. And we were talking about music, we were talking about day-to-day life. What a great guy. So then when it comes to the headliner, Jerry Robinson's great. Another one of those guys that can do it all. He can sing, he can rap, he can chop. He gets that from working with Tech. He could do that beforehand, before getting to Strange Music. Sometimes he does this Jamaican vibe in his songs. He doesn't need other people with him. He puts albums together and he does all the parts, and it feels like you listen to 3 different people on that song. One notable song off that album, Drink More Water. I was fortunate enough to go to the album release party for that. Starting off with a track with him, Tech Nine, and Ritz, just punches to the face. Could not be a better way to kick off an album. Getting people, you're just listening to it and you're like, oh my God, what else does this album put together? Another one of those albums you can listen to front to back. I put out recently, a few weeks ago, my top albums at the time were Drink More Water by Jerry Robinson, Ildren by King ISO, and then we'll get to it later. Deuce put out an album he's from Blockstar Evolution. He put out an album, A Man Before Anything. Those were at the time, like even now, they front to back albums. So that wraps up some shows I've been to recently. I want to talk about a few shows coming up around the area, again, Midwest area. First off is Otis Julius Pizza Party Tour. They are just did a show. They're doing a show today at the time this was recorded in Sioux Falls. They got a heck of a lineup. They're going the next few days, just one after the other. They're heading to Sioux City, Iowa, St. Joe, Missouri, Topeka, Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then they'll be in the 402 at Omaha, Nebraska at the Reverb. They'll be in Kearney, Nebraska at the other side, and they'll be in Lincoln, Nebraska at 1867 Bar. I haven't gone yet. I'm going to one of these shows coming up. But just what an interesting take. Free slice of pizza with a sale of a pre-sale ticket. Just a fun. I've seen him perform once, so I kind of know what you're getting into at an Otis show. It's just a party. He's just there to have people have a good time, to make people have a good time. And again, like, what an interesting strategy, getting a free slice of pizza at a rap concert. Seems crazy, but he's out here doing it. Seems like a nice guy. I can't wait to meet him. Also coming up is Ill Bill, December 12th. That will be in Omaha somewhere. I forget. It's either at the Reverb or the Waiting Room. I believe it's the Waiting Room. Some notable openers for that is Big Mista. Met him a long time ago. Big Mista's a great guy. AJ the Dread, also a great guy. Goes on tour with Big Mista. Them two tour together a lot. Jerry Robinson just finished up some shows recently in Colorado. So those have already came and went. But you can still look to see King ISO going to Colorado December 30th and 31st to wrap up the year. He'll be in 2 different places in Colorado. If you've never been to a King ISO show, go to a King ISO show. You won't regret it. Him, DJ Doc on the 1s and 2s backing him up. It is a great time. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. There's also on December 12th, December 16th, Tech 9 will be with King ISO in South Dakota. Make sure to see that, because I've been to 6 Tech 9 shows. Every time you go to a Tech 9 show, it is a different show. You're not getting the same show. I've seen him with live bands. I've seen him without live bands. I've seen him do whatever combination of sets he can do, and going through his discography, it is always a different show. It is always a great time. If you love Midwest hip-hop, if you love the Chopper, whatever, he's done it all. Go to a Tech 9 show. You won't be disappointed. And then there's also an almost New Year's party, December 29th in Omaha. Got a combination of people. I think there's 6 different people planned to perform. Then some news around the area. Bobo the Bread Boy out of Omaha. I saw a video. He recently basically got a cosign from Adam 22 on the No Jumper from his YouTube videos. He raps, he does YouTube videos. He's just out in the community having fun, being a character. And yeah, they were watching his YouTube videos on Adam 22 on No Jumper, and Adam 22 had nothing but good to say, and that's cool to see out of a guy out of Omaha. Next, Tech 9 and the Kansas City Chiefs. I've never seen a rapper do this before. Strange Music and the Kansas City Chiefs have teamed up to release an exclusive merch line out of, they did an exclusive merch line. It's only going to be for sale December 9th at the game. You can only buy it at the store, at the fan shop, the pro shop in Arrowhead Stadium. What a cool thing. I mean, Tech 9's been repping Kansas City his entire life. That's where he was born and raised. And to be able to team up with a team as successful as the Kansas City Chiefs and do something like that. I've never seen any other rapper or artist or whatever be able to do that. What a cool thing. He also recently has given, I think it was $5.3 million in scholarships in his community. Just being a good guy. He's just being a good guy. He's out there. Not only, it's not always about the music. It's about your community too. And also T-Pain at the Soul Train Awards recently had a little bit of an emotional speech, said some wise words. I've seen the internet been buzzing about that recently. I have it pulled up here, so I'm going to watch it, give my thoughts, and yeah.
My family didn't tell each other that we loved each other at all until my brother passed away. And we suddenly realized that life is so short and you don't know what's going on. And when I tell people I'm 39 and they're like, oh man, you're still young. And I'm like, well, if I told you that's how long you had left, you wouldn't think that was a long time at all. You'd be trying to get, oh shit, I gotta get some stuff together. I don't know. So it's the perspective. This is great. This is amazing. But to the new people in the crowd, to the new artists out there, I don't want you to chase this. I don't want you to base your life of how many of these people in this crowd can tell you that you can have this. I want you to know that you already got this. You already have this in your mind. I want y'all to be who you are unapologetically. And I want y'all to be who you've ever wanted to be. I want you to care about yourself. I want you to be who you are. And I want you to not care what anybody else thinks about that person. Because it is what you like. And if you like it, I love it. And I want some more of it. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you.
I mean, what a great speech. T-Pain's phenomenal. T-Pain has been in this game for a long time. He does nothing but hits. Hit after hit after hit after hit from T-Pain. Everybody knows who T-Pain is. And what a great award to get, the Legend Award. Truly a legend. But I think the content of what he's saying, it truly isn't about the award. If you are in this game, if you're doing what T-Pain does or an artist, it's not about the award. It's about you doing what you love, doing what you want to do. The award, the money, whatever, it will come later, but be yourself. And it's so true. The moment you stop caring about what other people have to say is the moment you become happy. Because nobody can tell you what you can do, what you can't do. Things that you can't do are just things that haven't been explored. You haven't tried. You should try because it's what you want to do. And an award like that will follow. And I think it gets talked about all the time. What's the new age of hip hop? What's whatever direction hip hop's going, it's constantly changing. The music industry is one of the most oversaturated industries ever. And it's not a bad thing. I heard some stat one time that it's like 30,000 songs get released every day because of how easy it is to upload, whatever. That's okay. That cultivates creativity. It allows for new things to be explored. It allows for people to express themselves. Music gets used for therapy all the time. And to talk to the new age of hip-hop, as he does, and address the new age of hip-hop, he's telling them, be yourself. Do what you want to do. Like, nobody else is going to tell you different. And if they are, you don't have to be around them. Get rid of them. So I think a great speech and a most notably deserved award for T-Pain. Finish up the episode, we're going to talk about some songs that have came out recently that I liked and want to talk about, and some songs that I'm going to be looking for coming up in the next month. So I mentioned before, Deuce, A Man Before Anything, just raw emotion in this album. Raw conversations with what it is, what it's like to be a man, what it's like to live the life that Deuce lived, but also worded in a way that it relates to other people and takes you down this whole journey of struggles as a man, struggles to live this thing we call life. And I think it's nothing gets more raw than that. If you're able to talk about real shit, then nobody can take that away from you. It will last forever. That album will be listened to forever. Blockbuster, that's a big album from Busta Rhymes. And it's great to see him still doing it, because he's a legend in this game too. Great album. I think it was cool that there's a lot of young talent, a lot of young artists on that album featured, and he's using his platform to allow to have these young artists on there and then make a beautiful track list, songs, put it together in an album. It was a monumental album. Let's see here. Nut House. You haven't heard a lot from Nut House. It's been a long time. They've all been doing their own thing. Tech, Scarecrow, and Flack the Grimstress. That was a great EP. Signaling, The Sickly. Again, it's just Nut House doing what Nut House does. Everybody want to talk for so long that Nut House, like, they're making crazy music. They're doing it's just a good album. There's no other words to describe it. T-Pain, back to T-Pain, That's How We Ballin', featuring Snoop Dogg. What a great just party song. You can do nothing but bob your head. And the video is great. Real funny. But what a great song from two legends. Let's see. Bobo the Bread Boy just released a single, Joyride. Go listen to that. Then coming up, we got my boy Jay Lively. Him and Dion Cobbs. Talked about him from the Jerry Robinson Show. They're coming out with a single, Kids Free Night. Very important, because Jay Lively loves his hot moms. He's always talking about it. He's always posting about it on Facebook and Instagram. Kids Free Night. What a great night. I can't wait to hear the song. Good song for the end of the year. That comes out December 29th. Table the Truth, Boogeyman Bo 2. Table the Truth has always got shit to talk. He's always got shit to say. And he has every right to. Because people want to throw dirt on his name, whatever, not want to listen to his music. You're making a mistake. So Boogeyman Bo, it's Boogeyman season. He's coming back again. The first Boogeyman was phenomenal. He's going to talk his shit. And you let Table the Truth talk his shit. And I can't wait for that song. That's December 15th. Recently, Roblo the Star, Kansas City artist, she came out with a song, Trying to Ball. When I tell you this girl is about it, Roblo the Star raps like the Rents do. She is putting you in your place, making you sit back in your seat and going, holy shit, this girl can fucking rap. I tell you what, I saw her perform. That girl put the fear of God in me. Rapped towards me, looking me dead in the eyes, put the fear of God in me. But man, she makes great music. That came out just November 27th. Also coming out in a little bit, it is Santa Wears Bluffs, a Detroit Christmas story. You're going to see some stuff from D12 artists. That's featuring Kaniva, Swifty McVeigh, RMKSX, Mr. Wrong, John Connor, and Buddha Boo. It's a Christmas story, man. What else can you expect? They're going to rap like D12 raps. They're going to rap their asses off. It's going to be a great album. I can't wait to hear it December 25th. That's all we got today. You know, it was just an introduction. Start talking about the news in the area. Start talking about the music I like, the music that's coming out that I'm excited for. I think we had a great episode. This is a great way to kick it off. So, till next time, you were at the Promised Land, and I thank you for joining.
Audio Jungle.